This nigga jump out running. He heading across the highway. He getting it. He got on these yellow and black fatigue cargo pants. I can see the crack of his ass as he running across the goddamn highway because his pants falling off his ass. Officer, he kind of fat too. He kind of fat too. He trying to get his ass. He like, hey, cause I'm standing with my back to my car, and I'm facing towards ODC, and my back is to 441. So, and my car is behind me. So, when he jumped out my car and goes across the street, the officer can see him running. I can't. So I see the officer. Hey. I'm like, what the fuck wrong with him? You know. And when I turn around, I see my boy gone. He running. And as he running, and Score Head, he got them Score Head looking, and him looking at each other. Officer, his fat ass trying to get it. But I promise you, man, probably in a matter of like, I don't know, 3 seconds, bro, them motherfuckers dropped out the sky. Unmarked cars, fucking Ford Explorers, Crown Vics, motherfucking, man, bro, it was all kind of law enforcement just shoot. Other shad car, I think even some city cars was there, you know, so they pulling up, and I'm standing there. By now, all the law enforcement are running toward Buddy, you feel me? Everybody running toward him. I'm standing there, never flashing lights and cars. I think they even had some Dodge Neons with lights in the dash. Like, it was crazy. And I'm like, this gotta be a fucking movie. I'm supposed to be at the goddamn AKA cookout with the AKA shop. You feel me? Here I am on the side of the road with all kind of lights flashing. So I'm standing there, really thinking I should just leave, but they got my driver's license. I can't go nowhere. You know, they know who I am, so ain't no need of trying to go nowhere, right? So they come back, they finally catch your buddy, they bring him back across the road in handcuffs. And they bring him back, and they reach down in them cargo pants, and they pull out his goddamn white, it probably was, I think it was a Martin GA bag. They pull that bitch out and they drop that motherfucker on the hood of my car. I said, hey, get that motherfucking shit off my car. Get that shit off my car. Because that is not mine. That's not mine. Oh, calm down. So they high five, because like I say, Buddy was a major player in Millersville. Buddy was he was the, you know, the upper echelon of the drug trade and the drug culture. And he had been the man for many moons. And they had been wanting for years. And as a matter of fact, he was actually out on bond on a federal indictment because they had opened up a liquor store over on the west side. And my dumb ass, again, I'm fucking with this hot ass nigga who out on bond, in which it was common knowledge because, again, he was the top nigga. He was the top dog. Matter of fact, the nigga on the indictment now in 2025. You know what I mean? Thank God for deliverance, because sometimes you find yourself still in that same situation. Yeah, my ass could have been right there in that suit, but nonetheless, this nigga out on bond anyway. And I got this hot ass nigga in my car thinking I'm doing something because I'm a correction officer. So they high five and they happy as fuck. They got this nigga because I think really the liquor store case was flimsy as fuck. They didn't have shit. And he had to set his country ass down. He would never had to go change it. But he found himself in the car with my dumb ass. So they high five and they put him in the car. I'm standing there. I'm really literally, dog, I promise you, I'm literally standing there. These motherfuckers ain't paying me no attention. They ain't thinking about me. It's almost like I ain't even there. And here you go, dumbass question. The dumbest question. Hey, what about me? Them motherfuckers swift. Oh yeah, we forgot about him. Yeah, your ass going to jail too. The motherfucker said, oh yeah, your ass going to jail too. You going to jail right on with his ass. I said, oh, magic. Oh, sir, look, hey, talk to the judge. You know, you ain't got time. So they put me and the nigga in the same car. And again, my car clean as a bitch. That big clean ticket. Probably had some motherfucking all eyes on me and that bitch playing, ain't gonna tell it. So we right there at the corner right there on Liberty Diner in 441 in ODC meet. All right. So we got to go to the Baldwin County Sheriff Department. Now, mind you, Baldwin County Sheriff Department was not in the location that is in today. They is out on 22. Back then, it was over there by Body Project, London Drive. Right? So, any self-respecting Milledgeville know if I'm sitting right there at that corner at Liberty Diner in 441, the quickest way for me to get to the Baldwin County Sheriff Department is to hang that right and go down, go down past 5th Street and go past Jet Store and go on, and go that way. Like, seriously. You know what them motherfuckers did? First they did, we made that left. Like, we going back down towards the bottom of Harvard. And that church that sit right there across from old Johnny Folks and them house. When you go in the Folks trailer park right there. That church sat there, you used to have 3 crosses sit there back in the day. We pulled down there behind the goddamn church. They pulled me out of the car, pulled him out of the car. The sheriff of the county, Bill Massey, and the chief commander of the Oak Mortgage Road Task Force, Wesley Nunn, are in a white Explorer with tinted window. Man, I don't think they could see out that motherfucker. It was so goddamn dark because I didn't know who was gonna get out of it. And here come these 2 motherfuckers. Now, I knew Bill Massey, but at the time I had never met Wesley Nunn in my life. Didn't know who the fuck he was, right? So they get out, they talking to him. They ain't even, dog, when I tell you, they wasn't even talking to me. When they get us out of the car, they talking straight to him. Well, you know what it is, this is what it is. We got you this time. He ain't saying that. This nigga he ain't saying that. He sticking to the code. His mouth shit. Unlike what some people saying nigga doing today. But anyway, he ain't saying shit. And I'm sitting there looking like a dog. And they about to get back in the car. So I'm like, y'all talking to him? I'm like, what's up with me? Oh, yeah, you going down too. Conspiracy to traffic cocaine. And they put me in the goddamn car. So we come out that goddamn church. And my car, mind you, though, we follow behind my car. Clean as a bitch. Wash, wax, and motherfucking polish. So them motherfuckers still, again, even at that church, the quicker way to get back to goddamn Little Drive, hang that right, go back down through town. Them bitches hang that left, and then we hang that right on Harrisburg Road. Them bitches take us through Harrisburg, man. With me in the back seat, him in the back seat, and 12 driving my motherfucking car. Now I'm from Harrisburg, and them motherfuckers, and I, like I say, I had to clean the motherfucking Caprice in motherfucking Milledgeville. Argue with your mama. Shout out to Darryl Briscoe, and rest in peace to James Briscoe. They put me in the game. 87 bro, but nonetheless, okay. They take us through Harrisburg, you know what I mean, and they finally get us to the Sheriff Department. We get up to the Sheriff Department. So we get to the Sheriff Department, and the same motherfucking detective that I saw down in Forsyth, the same motherfucking detective who told me, don't straddle the fence, don't blur the line. He was in that motherfucking white Cadillac. He was the motherfucker in the white Cadillac holding traffic so we couldn't even pull out, and sat there the whole time. As soon as we pulled up to the county jail on London Drive over by the project, he jumps out the car. Yeah, Mr. King, he's a correction officer. Call his warden. He's a correction officer. I'm like, he's yelling this shit out. They pulling us out. We're in the parking lot. He's yelling this shit out before we even get in the goddamn building. And I'm like, look at this motherfucker again. Stop running. Sit out, get out the pool. That's what it felt like. It felt like being that motherfucking walk to be where you pool with this nigga telling me I can't do what I want to do. Right? And I'm for real. That's, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. I'm like, it sounds like DMX would go playing in my fucking head, right? And so they get us in there. And again, now I'm a correction officer, so I've never been in the back of Baldwin County Jail. I've been there to visit my brothers, you know. I've been there for, administrative reasons, but not there to be booked in, fingerprinting and mugshot. And essentially that's what I was there for. So they take us in the back, and they sit us in this squad room. Me being a correction officer, it kind of looked like our briefing room when I was at the goddamn prison. Same shit. chairs and you know, the same type shit, lockers and shit. So the whole time I'm sitting, they got me and him sitting beside each other. We sitting there, they taking pictures of my tattoos. They taking you know, they taking all pictures and shit and all kind of motherfucking U.S. Marshals and shit walking through that motherfucker. All kind of motherfuckers in technical gear and all kind of shit, bro. All kind of shit. So I'm talking to old boy. I'm like, hey man, tell these motherfuckers I ain't got shit to do with this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let these motherfuckers, man, free me up. Let me the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to lose my job, man. None of this shit, man. I ain't got time for this shit, bro. You know what I'm telling that nigga, right? The whole time, really, in the back of my mind, man, I'm thinking I could just get my ass out of here and get in my car and go here to these motherfuckers, you know, these sorority girls. But that was so far from the truth. That was totally not the case. It wasn't happening. So they ended up taking him because he ain't saying shit. I'm in that bitch damn near about to cry. 19 years old, correction officer, pregnant goddamn fiance. And it look like I'm finna go to prison. It look like I ain't never finna go home. Whatever it look like to me. I'm like Shawshank Redemption, all kind of shit playing through my head. So they get him up and they take him and they put him in the holding cell. Then they take me riding to the motherfucking detective office, Blake Swagger's office. That's who office was in Liberty. So they sent me in there. It's me, Bill Massey, Wesley Nunn, same motherfucking detective. Saw me in the Poseidon. Then you had Blake Swagger. So we sitting in there. So they come in there, they got down, they hit me with that, well, tell me about your whole day. What happened when you woke up, you know? And see, and I've learned, when they go to talking like that, man, fuck all that, man. I want my lawyer. And I just want to slide that in there. Because if they go to ask you about your whole day, man, either you gonna charge me or you gonna let me go. And I don't care what case or what kind of shit. And again, some people may not like it. If there'll be some situations where you may be on the fuck end of the stick or the shit end of the stick, and them people exercising their right, they have every right to do so. And if you ever in a situation, whether you gonna keep it real or exercise your right or whatever, shit, best thing for you to do, shut the fuck up. I promise you. So my dumb ass in there talking to him, running down my day. Because all I think I'm finna do is I'm finna tell these people the truth. I just picked that man up at the store, and these people finna let me go. Go enjoy my weekend, my 3-day weekend. Shit, the motherfucker was out for blood. So many, man, I'm problems, man. They keep asking me the same motherfucking questions. So you didn't see him go in? So you didn't see him get on the phone? Because it was a payphone at the store. He got on the payphone. Like, you didn't see that? They were watching the whole time, bro. They saw me when I pulled up at the store. They saw me the whole time. And throughout that day, my dad had tried to stop me. One of my brothers tried to stop me. That same day. Right? The one who's actually my cousin, he tried to stop me as this nigga was in the car with me on our way to our destination. But I ain't, you know, all I'm thinking about, I'm gonna eat this sub and go ahead and get with these bras, man. Then get over here and get with these beautiful women I met the other night when I like to feel in somebody's flow. Shit was crazy, man. So they steady, man, they grilling me, man. They keep asking me this. They trying to implement me on somebody. Am I taking, you know, drugs to the inmates? Am I working in his organization? And it was just so much bullshit, which, again, I told a good friend of mine today, when there's smoke, there's fire. Parents, friends, loved ones, husband, wives, whomever, boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all listen to this. Man, ain't nobody in those situations and they ain't got down, you know what I mean? They don't know what they ain't have. Not again, there's some anomalies that happen, that things people get in a situation where they had nothing to do with it, had no clue about it. But 9 times out of 10, especially if there's some dire straits like conspiracy to traffic cocaine, that nigga knew what was going on. Or that girl, she had some clue. This ain't no motherfucking piss on my head and call it rain. No. Because you ain't gonna put yourself in those type scenarios, or you're not gonna even be in those type scenarios to even be mistaken for. I can understand DUI, whatever, but cocaine, aggravated assault, murder, shit, that ain't gonna work, bro. You had something to do with that. If your name circled up in that shit, you had something to do with it. You were close to it, just as well as I was back in '97. And that brings me to my next point. As I'm sitting there, as they grilling me for 2-3 hours, they look up, because remember I told you back when they kicked my mama door in on the murder charge, they found my 45. That bitch go hanging up on the wall. Ain't in no evidence locker, ain't in no evidence room. This bitch hanging up on the goddamn swagger desk. Hey, Miss King, you just told us 2 years ago you didn't know nothing about no murder. And I hear you are 2 years later telling you don't know nothing about no cocaine. It's mighty funny you around so many different things and you don't seem to know nothing about it. Lie my ass off. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. And they had a stack of paper, statements against Buddy where they were pathetic. They didn't even need me, man. But they wanted to make an example out of me. It was a total of probably 6 hours of interrogation of the same old questions, same old answers. And if I'm not mistaken, it's been so long ago. It's been 25 years, so it's hard to remember. But if I'm not mistaken, I think I might have asked for a lawyer a couple of times. You know? And then they come back with this pre-written fucking statement telling me to sign it. And because I didn't sign it, they locked me up in that same office. Because I was about to sign that motherfucker. Because everything I was telling them, they were writing it. So, okay, you went and got a sandwich. Okay, you went and did this. And Wesley knew. They was sitting there writing. And they go back. And then they go back. They want them to get a whole nother paper. They start writing again. Okay, start over. Let's start from the top again. It's like they want to keep trying to trip me up. But I told them the same story because it was the truth. I ain't had nothing to do with that shit. And I didn't. Even though I knew, in my gut, I knew. But shit, man, you know what it is. You know how to go. Shit, maybe a quick play, you don't have to wait. But no quick play get you fucked up. They finally got down. They finally put me back in the tank with him. Cause he had been sitting in the holding cell the whole time. I'm in the protect office, so they put me in the holding cell with him. I get in that motherfucker, man. Now he want to talk. Like, motherfucker, man, fuck you, man. You could have been let me got the fuck out of here. Man, I ain't talking to them. I'm just gonna talk to my lawyer. Man, fuck that, man. You could have just told them folks I'd pick you up. Why'd you sign that ticket? Cause I ain't have my fucking seatbelt on, nigga. That's what I'm in here for. But you in here for this fucking shit, man. We in there, man, it was crazy. Then the nigga ended up turning around. Cause the feds the one that were taking our pictures in the fucking squad room. Now we gotta go through this fucking mugshot, fingerprint, and all this shit. Which I had never done before, right? So as they got them dress us out, they give me an orange jumpsuit. And I'm telling you, unless you got on all white drawers and all white t-shirt, if you go to jail, ladies and gentlemen, they gonna take every piece of underwear, undergarment you got. And they gonna stick your ass in that motherfucking jumpsuit, free balling the motherfucking So here I am going through that motherfucking goddamn salad port with my goddamn blanket, my little thin ass, wafer thin ass mat. They give you a old pillow, a cup, and something else. They give you a little packet, goddamn hygiene packet, toothbrush, little bar of soap about the size of a goddamn 9 label, and some shower shoes, cause they gonna take your shoes, everything. So go back there. You gotta do TB skin test. They gotta shoot that little shit up under your arm. You come back and read that shit in the next couple days. Yeah, so we do the TB skin test, and I come out there give me TB skin test, man. I can hear somebody yelling down the motherfucking hallway. Hey, bring my brother down here with me. Bring my brother down here with me. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, Mean Dog. Mean Dog in the car. So now, cause mind you, they interrogated me for 6 hours. And then, you know what I mean? Then we just sat in the tank and had to go through the goddamn whole booking, see motherfuckers come in, drunk motherfuckers, all that shit. Then finally dress out. Then finally got there. Then you gotta go do your TB skin test. You know what I mean? So I'm like, dog, it been man, it probably about there. I know it probably about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. When they caught me, it was before 2 because I had to be at the girls' house at about 3 o'clock. So they were before 3 o'clock. And they probably about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning finally get to the back. And my brother up yelling, fuck that. Bring my brother in with me. And my brother on restriction. He in fucking C1. Y'all know, long drive, you on C block. You in the hole. But shit, the goddamn jailer, the head jailer. She said, take him in there with it, brother, because we don't want no shit out of goddamn Washington tonight. That's exactly what she said. Because they knew it. Because he knew my brother knew I wasn't ready to go in that dorm. Even though I was a CO, even though I possibly could hold my own, but he wanted to goddamn see me, and there wasn't no better person to see. It wasn't no better person to see, man. I'm talking about, man, it made my motherfucking day when they put me in there with my motherfucking brother. So as soon as I get in there with my brother, man, now I'm in that bitch. Now I've been holding back tears and everything. Now I can cry. Now I can cry like a baby. My brother can hold me. He helped me, that nigga, man. I cried like a baby, my brother hold me. I was scared to death, man. Them crackers, even in the interrogation, they were talking about 25 years. They were talking about you ain't gonna see your baby. Boy, them crackers knew everything, man. They had all kind of shit, and all because I picked the nigga up. And this was the second time I picked the nigga up. And I'm about to go, and I'm like, and I'm talking about, I had removed myself or forgave myself for my idiocracy in dealing with my homeboy on the murder shit. Picking a nigga up and doing all this stupid shit. Now here I am, I so-called redeemed myself. You know, Beyonce got a baby, even about to buy a house, you know, everything. And here I am, my dumb ass, and pick the nigga up and risk it all for $100. And I'm in that bitch with my brother, man. I'm in that motherfucker. I'm like, man, I'm just, you know, be my brother. He gonna be all right, bro. Don't be all right. He asked me what happened. You know, he wanted to run down. He wanted to give me his philosophy, which he was always encouraging. He was like, you gonna be fine, man. They can't hold you. All they just waiting on the judge to come. When the judge come, read you right. He knew the whole rundown. You gonna be out here. I promise you. They gonna give you a boy. You ain't got no trouble. You ain't never been in no trouble. They can't hold you out here. You know what I'm saying? And because it was about 2, 3 in the morning, the jailers only let me stay in there right before shield change because my brother really was in the hole. So he couldn't be around nobody. And they damn sure couldn't let the motherfucking big wheels and white shirts and all them motherfuckers come there and see me in the cell with him in the morning when they got there at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So they come move me and put me in, you know, jump out, you know, X-Dorm. And it was cool because there was a bunch of motherfuckers in there that I knew. And everybody was cool and everybody knew I was being all little brother. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't like I was in, you know, Rikers Island and nothing like that. Still being protected by my brother, he wasn't even in the room. So I sat in there probably about 4, 5 days. And I finally got out. And it was crap. Man, I was still fucked up because I had lost my job. Public humiliation because they put me on the front page of the Union Recorder there in Millersville. Correction officer and kingpin, trafficking, like they put me like plastered on the front page. And it was embarrassing, man. And I thought it was the end of the world, but I'm gonna tell you something. That was by far the worst and best thing to ever happen to me in life. That's when that light bulb moment hit. That's when everything came full circle. That's when you separated the rinse from the wash. That's when you just, they seen it all, bro. I seen my life flash before my eyes. A good friend of mine told me that shit too. He a pastor now who was out there in the game, and at the time, you know, Dontiers Ingram, man, he told me, he said, man, I know you seen your life flash before your eyes. I know you did. He said, but God got something for you. He told me that he was cutting grass then before he even became a pastor. That when he was cutting grass, he told me that at goddamn jet store right up there off an unemployment offer. He said, I know you seen it. He said, but you got something else in it. When I tell you that day, I sat in that kind of jail, I was on my knee begging God. I was like, Lord, you get me out of this. You ain't got never, ever worry about me no more. Never. And I eventually got, because they didn't have, I just gave somebody a ride. So therefore it really wasn't no big deal. And I give you guys this story because you get a chance to redeem yourself in life, or you get a second opportunity. I don't care what it is. Employment, relationship, fatherhood, motherhood, it don't matter. If you get another chance at that shit, I'm telling you, you better take full advantage of it. And don't take it for granted because you feel like you made it, or you feel like, or you just this smart person. Because oftentimes we'll have favor over our life, and I've had it. And I said before, it's not fair. And it's not fair that there's so many people that have been caught up in situations lesser than I have, and they ain't never coming home. And I want to give you guys these situations and these barriers and these obstacles I faced in my life, for you to get a glimpse at what it looks like if you just one slip of the goddamn wrist, man. One mishap, one indecisive moment. And especially when you're doing shit you ain't got no damn business doing, and doing it with some people you ain't got no business doing it with. And there's so many of us that we get caught up in, I don't want to call it peer pressure, I want to call it senior superlative syndrome. We want to be liked so much. We want to be accepted so much. We want to be loved so much. And especially when you come from being around loving people, in which for the most part, a lot of us do, but a lot of us don't. But I'm a firm believer that you have to always go with your gut. Your gut ain't gonna never steer you wrong. But that don't mean to take drastic measures just because your gut tell you something. It ain't time to use the I told you so speech. It ain't time for that. The gut is subtle. The gut is quiet. And that's what your intuition is. It's subtle. It's not loud. A lot of times the loud shit is super raw. Discernment is something that is battle tested, time tested, and it only comes with time and battles. But to be able to distinguish between what's real and what's fake, or what's for you and what's against you, and without the right, influence, it's a lot of different variables in life that we know we have to, go through, but you have to hone in those skills because they're there. But oftentimes you've been spending so much time trying to be something that you ain't. Oftentimes you spend so much time trying to please motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about you. Oftentimes you try to go this extra mile for circumstances, situations, and people that don't even goddamn think about your ass, or don't mean you no good. And it's not always about people. It's not always about having haters or naysayers. The biggest hater and the biggest naysayer you got is that motherfucker in your head. That motherfucker that talking that sound just like you. That know your kinks and your armors. That know your vulnerabilities. That know what you'll do and won't do. That'll push the envelope, work them gray areas. Play on your weaknesses. And that's a battle you gotta fight. People use sound bites and cliches. You gotta get out your own way. But they don't generally use it genuinely. They just say it because it sounds good. You gotta get out your own way, girl, and don't know what the fuck it means. And the intent of it is really sometimes to humiliate or belittle people when they say stuff like that. And when you say it to yourself, you do the same thing. And I push you and I challenge you to be who you truly are. Stop pretending. Take off the mask. High school, college is over. Ain't no more homecoming, prom, queen, none of that shit. That shit done. And it's hard to retrain the mind to do new things. It's hard to retrain the mind to think new things. I just brought you the water. It's up to you to drink it. That's it. Hope y'all enjoyed this story. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Great more tales coming up along the way. New media on the way launching as well. Merch, books, we got it all. You know what I mean? But I appreciate your time. If you're here, make sure you share this to someone. Make sure you send this to someone. If you're listening this far, you definitely need to send this to someone, because I know that you've taken time to get this far. You know some real people that really need this. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Be great today. Peace.